Welcome back to We Wild Ones on the Web. I'm Alex, and I'm here at the Museum of Natural History in Halifax, Nova Scotia. Are you ready to get started? Let's go! If you love nature and you know it, clap your hands. If you love nature and you know it, clap your hands. If you love nature and you know it and you really want to show it, if you love nature and you know it, clap your hands. If you love nature and you know it, ribbit like a frog, ribbit, ribbit. If you love nature and you know it, ribbit like a frog, ribbit, ribbit. If you love nature and you know it and you really want to show it, if you love nature and you know it, ribbit like a frog, ribbit, ribbit. If you love nature and you know it, yip like a fox, yip, yip. If you love nature and you know it, yip like a fox, yip, yip. If you love nature and you know it and you really want to show it, if you love nature and you know it, yip like a fox, yip, yip. If you love nature and you know it, buzz like a bee, bzz, bzz. If you love nature and you know it, buzz like a bee, bzz, bzz. If you love nature and you know it and you really want to show it, if you love nature and you know it, buzz like a bee, bzz, bzz. Hi everyone, and welcome back to We Wild Ones on the Web. We have a very special topic for you today. Today we're going to be talking about two different types of animals that we start to see in springtime. Is it springtime where you live too? Here in Nova Scotia, the ice has melted, the snow has melted, and we're starting to hear some sounds like peeping, trilling, and croaking. One of these animals has smooth, wet skin and lives in lakes and ponds. And the other animal has drier, bumpier skin and usually lives in the woods. Can you guess what animal we're talking about today? That's right, we're talking about frogs and toads. Have you seen any frogs and toads yet this spring? That's great. Good for you, we wild ones. Today we're going to be looking at a special puppet show to learn a little bit more about the differences between frogs and toads.
Ho-hum-dee-doo-dum, what a lovely day. It's sunny and quiet and oh so relaxing.
Ribbit!
Ah!
Ribbit! Ah!
You nearly scared the bumps right off my skin with your jumping out of nowhere.
Well, you nearly scared the spots right off my skin with your yelling.
Okay, let's just both calm down.
Okay, good idea.
My name is Ted, and I'm a toad.
Hi, Ted. I'm Leo, the leopard frog. Nice to meet you. I've never met a toad before.
Nice to meet you too, Leo. And you are the first leopard frog that I've met. Say, do you live around here?
Sure do. I live in the pond right over there. It's probably the nicest pond around these parts.
It's funny that I've never run into you before because I live just over there in those woods.
You don't say. Why, we're practically neighbors.
I guess you're right.
Well, neighbor, would you like to come over to my pond to play?
Well, that's very neighborly of you, Leo. Sure, I'll hop over to hang out with you.
Great! You're gonna have so much fun! All right, we wild ones, why don't you hop along to the pond with us?
Wow, Leo, you are quite the jumper. I like to take much smaller hops than you.
Smaller hops? Well, I like to take smaller hops when you can take really big jumps like this.
I guess that's something that is different about us. You like to take big frog jumps, whereas I like to take little toad hops.
Well, whether you want to take big jumps or little hops, we're almost to the pond. Come on.
Okay.
Here we are, Ted. This is the pond I call home. Isn't it beautiful?
You're right, Leo. This is a beautiful pond. Wow, look at all that water.
Yeah, jump on in. It's even better when you're swimming in the pond.
Swim in the pond? No, I am not into swimming in ponds.
Huh? How can you not be into swimming in ponds? It's my favorite thing to do. I even have these awesome web feet that help me swim super fast. Swimming is so much fun, Ted.
Maybe to a frog like you, Leo, but I'm not big on swimming around a pond for no reason. No, sir, I can't say I want to do that. No, sirree, I don't like it. Is there something else we can do instead of swimming?
Wow, Ted, I'm surprised you don't like swimming in ponds. I have to say that swimming really is the coolest thing to do in my pond. The other cool thing to do I'd like to do is jump off rocks into my pond. Want to try that?
No, Leo, I would really not like to jump off the rocks into your pond either.
Oh gosh, that's too bad. I don't think there is anything else to do that you would like that's fun to do around here.
Well, Leo, why don't I take you to my home in the woods since it's close by? Maybe we can play there. What do you say?
Sure, Ted, I'm up for the adventure. Let's hop to it.
Right on. Come hop with us to the woods, we wild ones. I know you really love your pond, Leo, but I think you will find that my woods are really awesome. There are so many places to play and hide and seek, and all these plants and trees. It's just really fantastic. It's gonna knock your spots off.
It certainly sounds like you love this place, Ted. But I'm not sure that it will be any better than my beautiful pond.
Ta-da! Here we are, Leo. Home sweet home in the woods. Don't you just love all the trees?
Gee, you're right. There are a lot of trees in your home.
Oh, yeah. And there are all these leaves on the ground that you can hide under. And there's all this soil you can bury yourself in. Isn't that so cool?
Yeah, I guess. But wait a minute. Where's the water? Don't you have some water to play in?
Well, sometimes there are some puddles that I'll hop in, or I can visit the local pond, but I mostly spend my time under the leaves and hopping around the soil because I think that is so much fun.
Fun? That sounds pretty boring to me. Why hide under the leaves when you could swim in a pond? You know, Ted, I don't think this new friendship is going to work out. We don't like to do the same things.
You mean you don't want to play hide and seek under the leaves or in the soil with me?
No, I do not, Ted.
Gosh, that's too bad. I thought you were a pretty nice frog.
And I thought you were a pretty nice toad, but I'd rather be swimming.
Well, I guess I'll just go eat some worms or bugs then.
Worms or bugs? Did you mean you like to eat worms and bugs?
Yeah, worms and bugs are so yummy in my tummy.
We do have something in common, Ted. I love to eat worms and bugs too.
You do?
Boy, do I ever! I once ate 5 worms in a row and was so full I couldn't jump for 10 minutes.
Oh yeah, well I once ate 5 worms and 2 beetles and I couldn't hop until the next day.
Wowzers! Ted, would you like to go and catch something to eat instead of playing?
I would love to, Leo. Let's hop to it.
Woohoo!
Hello, we wild ones. We're here at our wetlands outside the Wetland Center at Shubenacadie Wildlife Park, and we are here with Tabitha and Maria. We're here to talk about water safety, critter dipping, and frogs. Tabitha, take it away. What are you doing down here today?
Well, when I go critter dipping, I always want to be mindful of safety. So if you're out searching for frogs, you should definitely have an adult with you when you're near water.
That's very important. You wouldn't want to fall in at any point. It would be really scary. Maria, are there any other safety tips that you have?
I always wear my rubber boots and I never go past my ankle.
Wow, great tips here at Shubenacadie Wildlife Park. We'll be right back. Hi, we wild ones. We're critter dipping. Let's see what Bria's caught in her net.
Let's see. Oh, I have some plants. Oh, and I have 2 tadpoles. So I'll put them in my container of water. So tadpoles are baby frogs. Frogs start as eggs. The eggs hatch into tadpoles, and the tadpoles turn into frogs.
That's super cool. What do tadpoles eat?
Tadpoles eat lots of plants that are in the water. And then frogs, when they grow up, eat insects.
That's super cool. And where do they live? What is their favorite place?
Frogs and tadpoles love to live in the water in areas like this at our wetland, like marshes, and in ponds or little streams and rivers.
That's so cool. We've learned so much about frogs and tadpoles today. Hi, wee wild ones. We're still at the wetland, and we're here talking about what equipment you need for critter dipping. Tabitha, what are we using here today?
Thankfully, critter dipping only needs a few simple supplies. So we have a net. We like to reuse our net so we're not creating waste. And then some kind of container to hold your catch in. So we have just a little container here. You can get a bucket. We picked up this one that people usually use just for washing dishes. Lots of ways to reuse.
Wow, that seems pretty easy. A lot of people might have these already in their homes. And Bria, I see that you have a lot of critters here. Would you just run through what we have?
Sure, so there's lots of different critters that live in the water. So in here we have some small fish, we have some tadpoles, snails, there's an eel swimming around, and we have damselfly and dragonfly nymphs as well, and lots of other things too that you can't see.
Wow, that's really interesting. There's so much to learn. And you can find these things in any pond near your house. Just make sure that you have an adult with you and that you are safe at all times. That's it for us here at the Shubenacadie Wildlife Park. Have a great time critter dipping.
Hi wee ones, I'm Michelle and I'm here at the Museum of Natural History and I'm with our wood frogs and toads. And today we're going to talk about the differences between frogs and toads. Come on, let's go. Okay, wee ones, we have a frog and a toad side by side. Can you tell who's who? Today, we're going to look at two big differences between frogs and toads. So right here, we have a wood frog, and right here, we have a toad. The toad has nice bumpy skin, and the frog has very smooth skin. We can also see a little bit of difference in how they move. So toads are built for hopping, while frogs are built for leaping. And while they're in here, we can also see a little bit of a difference in how they eat. So our frog here is going to ambush its prey and grab it with its mouth, but our toad here is going to use his tongue. Hi wee ones, thank you for joining us today as we talk about frogs and toads. We hope you'll join us next time. Hop on over and check it out.
Well, we wild ones, we've come to the part of the program where it's time for us to say goodbye. Can you remember what we learned about today? That's right, we learned all about frogs and toads. We watched a special puppet show on Frog and Toad, and we visited our friends at the Shubenacadie Wildlife Park where they showed us how to go critter dipping. And then we traveled back to the museum where we saw Michelle feeding our frogs and toads. If you'd like to see more Wee Wild Ones videos, check out our website at naturalhistory.novascotia.ca. See you again, Wee Wild Ones.